Shri Ma Jaya Ma Jaya Jaya Ma. 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 Shri Ambe Ma Jagadambe 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 Ma. Shri Sarada Ma Jaya Jaya 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 Ma. Shri Ma Jaya 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 Ma Jaya Jaya Ma. Shri Ambe Ma Jagadambe 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 Ma. Shri Sarada Ma Jaya Jaya 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 Ma. Shri Ma Jaya Ma Jaya Jaya Ma. Om Shri Ram Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai. Shri Ambe Ambe Mat Ki Jai. Shri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Shri Durga Mat Ki Jai. Amma amma taye Agilandeshwari niye Annapurneshwari taye ho Adi Parashakti niye. Amma amma taye Agilandeshwari niye Annapurneshwari taye ho Adi Parashakti niye. O Mata, O Mata, O Mata Lalita Ma. O Mata, O Mata, O Mata Lalita Ma. O Mata आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम् अम्मा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम् अम्मा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम् अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता ललिता माँ ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता ललिता माँ ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता शारदा माँ ओ माता ओ माता ओ माता शारदा माँ अम्मा परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम् 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 अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये हो आदि पराशक्ति नीये ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय श्री महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती श्री दुर्गा मात की जय
देवी दया करो माँ जय माता घरे काली माँ
देवी दया करो माँ जय माता गौरी काली माँ
देवी दया करो माँ जय माता घरे काली माँ
देवी दया करो माँ जय माता गौरी काली माँ
देवी दया करो माँ
देवी दया करो माँ
देवी दया करो माँ
देवी दया करो माँ
जय माता घरे काली माँ
जय माता गौरी काली माँ
जय माता घरे काली माँ
जय माता गौरी काली माँ
देवी दया करो माँ जय माता घरे काली माँ
देवी दया करो माँ जय माता गौरी काली माँ
दुख निवारो मैया
दुख निवारो मैया
दुख
Siva sakthi vinayagane, Siva sakthi vinayagane, Siva sakthi vinayagane.
जय चामुण्डया कालिके जय जय जगदम्बा अलका निरंजन है शरणा कृपा करो अब अम्बा जय जय काली कपालिनी मातु देहु मोहि शक्ति हाथ जोर विनती करो सहित प्रेम और भक्ति बोलो श्री आदि शक्ति काली माता की जय काली माता जय काली माता
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 कौन जग में माता से प्यारे
कौन है जग में माता से प्यारे
कौन जग में माता से प्यारे
कौन है जग में माता से प्यारे
कौन जग में माता से प्यारे
कौन है जग में माता से प्यारे
अरे कौन जग में माता से प्यारे
कौन है जग में माता से प्यारे
सबसे प्यारी काली माई
सबसे प्यारी काली माई
काली माता जय काली माता
काली माता जय काली माता
है सुख करनी सब दुख हरनी
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 नर नारी का पालन करनी
नर नारी का पालन
करनी काली माता जय काली माता
काली माता जय काली माता
सुंदर मुखड़ा मुँह में लाली
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 सबसे प्यारी काली माई
सबसे प्यारी
सबसे प्यारी काली माए,
सबसे प्यारी काली माए,
सबसे प्यारी काली माए,
सबसे प्यारी काली
माए, सबसे प्यारी काली माए,
सबसे प्यारी काली
माए। काली माता जय काली माता,
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 सुंदर मुकड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुखड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुकड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुखड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुकड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुखड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुकड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुखड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुकड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुखड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुकड़ा मोह में लाली,
सुंदर मुखड़ा मोह में लाली,
सबसे प्यारी काली माई,
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 काली माता जय काली माता,
काली माता जय काली माता। ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय, श्री महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती श्री दुर्गा मात की जय।
ॐ या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. Salutations to the Devi who abides in all beings in the form of compassion. Loving devotees of the Divine Mother, Om Namo Narayanaya. The topic at hand is Mother, our Eternal Saviour. On this, the first day of Navaratri, we open our hearts to Mother Durga as we congregate on a cyber platform to happily glorify her name. Our dedicated spiritual efforts in observing the blessed festival of Navaratri is indicative of the love and faith we have towards the Divine Mother. It is during auspicious celebrations such as Mother Worship that we are afforded the opportunity to rekindle our spiritual love for the Supreme Goddess and cherish her as our eternal Saviour. During Navaratri, devotees venerate Mother Durga, who is Shakti, the energy aspect of the Lord, sustaining the universe. Our Master Sri Ramakrishna equated Shakti with Brahman. He taught that without Durga, Shiva has no expression, and without Shiva, Durga has no existence. Through the duration of Navaratri, the Divine Mother is worshipped in her three principal aspects as Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati, representing destruction, creation, and preservation. The festival ends with Vijayadashami, which represents Mother's victory in slaying the demon Mahishasura, thus signifying victory of good over evil. 20 years ago, at the turn of the millennium, there were insurmountable fears of the year 2000 problem, also known as the Y2K problem. These included fears of non-functioning computers, terrorist attacks, and of the new age, making the year 2000 indistinguishable from the Gregorian calendar 1900. There were many failures in January 2000, from the significant to the trivial. Many credit card systems and cash points failed. Some customers received bills for 100 years' interest, whilst others were briefly rich for the same reason. However, 20 years later, we never anticipated the critical threat to mankind as presently experienced with the global pandemic of the coronavirus. Originating in the city of Wuhan, China, this disease has dominated the lives of people throughout the world, and its history is constantly being rewritten. It is being compared to the bubonic plague, which swept through Europe in the 14th century, spreading amongst people in towns and cities and to the different countries through international trade routes. Public reaction to COVID-19 as an emerging pandemic include factors of fear, stress, anxiety, and uncertainty. Samkhya, a school of Hindu philosophy, asserts that individuals are tormented by three kinds of pain, originating from the 5 elements of nature, natural disasters, and psychological forces. Through this exceptionally challenging period, many people have intensified their spiritual practices, taking solace in Mother Durga as their savior. Our Holy Mother, Sarada Devi, advises us that human birth is full of suffering, and one has to endure the suffering patiently by repeating the name of God. In our aid to overcome such obstacles in life, we are offered spiritual strength and protection when chanting mantras on the Divine Mother. Of significance is the Durga Kavach, which from Sanskrit literally signifies a divine armor. It is said that recitation of the shlokas from the Kavach with faith and devotion act as an extremely potent shield for the devotee. It provides protection from sufferings and dangers and helps fulfill wishes of the devotees. The Durga Kavach is Mother's assurance that she is always protecting us as our Saviour. We are blessed to be the children of Sri Ramakrishna and Mother Sharda, for their teachings are a reservoir of spiritual treasures for us. From the following incident, we learn of the sacred power of Sri Sarada Devi and of her faith in the Divine Mother. A young 14-year-old boy, Ramendra, used to take care of Mother's cows. One day, whilst cutting grass, a snake bit his left finger. Ramendra ran to Holy Mother's house, where Dr. Ramprada treated the wound, trying to remove the poison from his blood. He tied the boy's wrist with ropes to prevent the poison from spreading. On hearing the commotion, Mother Sharda ran to check on Ramendra. She immediately asked the doctor to remove the ties from his wrist and had the boy taken to the temple of Mother Simhavahini. She instructed Ramendra to bow before the deity and lay on his back, and then offered sand from the temple ground with a flower on his mouth and on the wound. She asked her attendants to mix sand from the temple ground with water, creating a mixture of mud to be smeared over Ramendra's body. Soon his body began to swell, and Mother Sharda sat there till the late afternoon. She worshipped the Divine Mother and fed Ramendra buttermilk and sanctified water. That evening, Ramendra's body swelled excessively. His eyes were closed and he could not speak. Mother Sharda only returned to her home at 11 p.m. that night. She arrived at the temple early the next morning to find Ramendra awake. His swelling was reduced, and Mother had her attendant apply more mud mixture on his body. The wound began to heal, and he had recovered by the afternoon. Holy Mother said, "There's nothing to fear. By the grace of the Divine Mother, he is out of danger." She fed him buttermilk and sanctified water again, and had him rest until he fully recovered. The next day, Ma Sharda and Ramendra offered worship to the Divine Mother. Herein we see Holy Mother's luster radiating in the world through her infallible compassion and guidance in being a saviour to her children. The present health conundrum has created a shift in the socio-economic structures within the world. There are new approaches towards the sectors in healthcare, education, and employment that have created fear and tension in the lives of many people. The labour market has had to adapt to restructuring, remote working, and job losses. The Fourth Industrial Revolution, or 4IR, represents entirely new ways in which technology becomes embedded within societies and even human bodies. Some have argued that many organizations have not been ready for this change. With the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic, numerous organizations were forced to completely close down or reconsider the use of 4IR tools to continue with their business. The Fourth Industrial Revolution also introduced digital transformation in the education sector with virtual learning, and this has been a bittersweet experience for many learners. Due to the digital divide in South Africa, there have been disparities among educational institutions in the transition to a digitally mediated learning space. This has created much stress in the lives of the iGens, or post-millennial learners, trying to cope with new methods of self-directed learning. The high costs of Wi-Fi, coupled with accessibility of virtual platforms and the affordability of technological devices, such as laptops and tablets, has exacerbated the situation. Although COVID-19 has plunged the world into a global crisis, we need to recognize the opportunities it has afforded us in improving our lives. Many people have intensified their spiritual practices. Religious and educational institutions and the job market has become increasingly valued. Family and friends have grown to support and appreciate each other more. And helping senior citizens and the less fortunate is now a crucial humanitarian responsibility. Above all, respecting the environment and health of every person is an individual obligation to sustain a safe society. It is believed that the magnitude of victory is measured by the difficulty of the struggle. With the numerous difficulties being endured by mankind presently, it is important to recognize the power and protection that the Divine Mother affords her children. The holy text, the Devi Mahatmyam, containing 700 verses, is lauded as a spiritual masterpiece in reverence and worship of the Supreme Goddess. We hear of the glories of the Divine Mother in slaying the Asuras, more prominently Mahishasur, which represents the annihilation of evil tendencies within our minds. It is through chanting of the verses within the Devi Mahatmyam that we are able to rekindle our divine impulses and spiritually orientate our lives to cope with our challenges. Our master, Sri Ramakrishna, worshipped Mother Kali and was drawn to her form as the all-compassionate loving mother. The master said, "There's a deep symbolism in the image of Kali, appearing terrible, because she does the terrible job of destroying our past karma. She's called Palaharini, the remover of the fruits of actions. Moreover, Kali is Bhavatarini, she who helps souls cross over the ocean of worldliness. The fruits of actions bind us to this world, and so we suffer endlessly. However, says the Master, Mother Kali releases us from such bondage." The following glorification to the Divine Mother by Sri Adi Shankaracharya resonates with the Master's spiritual admiration for the Goddess. "O Mother, wherever and in what direction my mind is, your form is there. Wherever and in what direction my head is, your feet are there." In closing, let us pay obeisance to the Divine Mother with a verse from the Sri Sri Chandi. Salutations to the Divine Mother, the Lord's own Maya, the inscrutable power pervading all things. Salutations to her again and again. May Mother's divine grace always be upon us. Jai Shri Ma.
गिरिनन्दिनि नन्दितमेदिनि विश्वविनोदिनि नन्दिनुते गिरिवरविन्ध्यशिरोदिनि वासिनि विष्णुविलासिनि जिष्णुनुते भगवति हे चितिकण्ठकुटुम्बिनि भूरि कुटुम्बिनि भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते सुरवरवर्षिणि दुर्धरदर्शिनि दुर्मुखमर्षिणि हर्षरते त्रिभुवनपोषिणि शङ्करतोषिणि किल्बिषमोषिणि घोषरते धनुजनिरोषिणि दितिसुतरोषिणि दुर्मदशोषिणि सिन्धुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते हरि जगदम्ब मदम्ब कदम्ब वनाप्रियवासिनि हासरते शिखरि शिरोमणि तुङ्ग हिमालय शृङ्गनिजालय मध्यगते मधु रजनी रजनी करवक्त्रविते सुनयन भ्रमरा 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 भ्रमराधिपते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते करमुरलीरववीचितकोटितलक्षितकोटिरमञ्जुमते मिलितपुलिन्दमनोहरगुञ्जितरञ्जितशैलनिकुञ्जगते निजगुणभूतमहाशबरी घनसद्गुणसंवृतकेलितले जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते विजितसहस्रकरैकसहस्रकरैकसहस्रकरैकनुते कृतसुरतारक संगरतारक संगरतारक सोनुसुते सुरत समाधि समान समाधि 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 सुजातरते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते तव विमलेन्दुकुलं वदनेन्दुमलं सकलं ननुकूलयते किमुपुरभूतमुरिन्दुमुखी सुमुखी विरसौ विमुखी क्रियते मम तु मतं शिवनामधने भवती कृपया किमुतां क्रियते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते हरि मयि दीनदयालुतया कृपयैव त्वया भवितव्यमुमे अयि जगतो जननी कृपयासि यथासि तथानुमितासि रते यदुचितमत्र भवत्युदरी कुरुता कुरुता मम कुरुते जय जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते 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 जय हे महिषासुरमर्दिनि रम्यकपर्दिनि शैलसुते ॐ श्री महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती श्री दुर्गा माता की जय।
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters and brothers. Let us sit calmly and concentrate on the beautiful form of the Divine Mother seated in our hearts. We are blessed that through her grace we are able to glorify her. I bow to you, O Devi, the destroyer of great fears, the remover of great difficulties, and the embodiment of great compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
अम्बे तू है जगदम्बे काली, जय दुर्गे कब्बर वाली, तेरे ही गुण गाए उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। अम्बे तू है जगदम्बे काली, जय दुर्गे खप्पर वाली, तेरे ही गुण गाए ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर। ओ मैया हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। तेरे जगत के भक्त जनन पर भीड़ पड़ी है भारी, तेरे जगत के भक्त जनन पर भीड़ पड़ी है भारी। दानव दल पर टूट पड़ो माँ करके सिंह सवारी, सातों सिंह पे तू बलिहारी है, 10 भुजाओं वाली, दुष्टों को दो ही तो संग आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। माँ बेटे का है इस जग में बड़ा ही निर्मल नाता, माँ बेटे का है इस जग में बड़ा ही निर्मल नाता। पूत कपूत सुन है परना, माता सुने कुमाता, सबके अमृत बरसाने वाली, सबको हर्षाने वाली, नैया भंवर से उतारती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। नहीं मांगते धन और दौलत, ना चांदी ना सोना, नहीं मांगते धन और दौलत, ना चांदी ना सोना। हम तो मांगे माँ तेरे मन में एक छोटा सा कोना, सबके करुणा बरसाने वाली, विपदा मिटाने वाली, सतियों के सत्य को आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। अम्बे तू है जगदम्बे काली, जय दुर्गे खप्पर वाली, तेरे ही गुण गाए ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वरा। ओ मैया हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती। अम्बे जय जय जगदम्बे काली चंडिके, अम्बे जय जय जगदम्बे शारदा चंडिके, अम्बे जय जय जगदम्बे काली चंडिके, अम्बे जय जय जगदम्बे शारदा चंडिके। ओ मैया अम्बिके ओ मैया चंडिके, ओ मैया शारदा ओ मैया अम्बिके, ओ मैया चंडिके, ओ मैया शारदा। अम्बे तू है जगदम्बे काली, जय दुर्गे खप्पर वाली, तेरे ही गुण गाए ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वरा। ओ मैया हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया, हम सब उतारे तेरी आरती ओ मैया। कर्पूर गौरम करुणावतारम, संसार सारम भुजगेन्द्रहारम, सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ तत्सत्।
जय श्री गुरु महाराज की
जय।
महामाई की
जय।
स्वामी जी महाराज की
जय।
गंगा मात की
जय।
महावीर स्वामी जी की
जय।
सर्व ऋषि मुनियों की जय। पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय। श्री महाकाली महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती श्री दुर्गा माँ